lines at 10,000, 5,000, and his and he was done after the flop. He was beaten after the flop.
Indeed, that's true. He should never be here, but instead he's got something workable. I mean, he can shove that in a couple of times, no problem.
Refuse to lose, folks. Refuse to lose. That's my mantra.
Is this the start of something beautiful, though? That's the question. And I don't know. I'd like to see him follow up. It's an immediate 22 grand. You've got to take this chance. Oh,
flat call with 3-6.
I seem to be getting grumpier by the minute today, but I'm sorry. You know, it's not just that we can see that the other guy has the 10-3, but you've immediately...
Oh, the 3's out there as well. That could be really bad news for Little Devil.
Yeah, it's a high probability of a split, so it's not a total disaster. But for me, you wouldn't get yourself in this spot if you just shoved pre. Cover up the cards. You're only up against one man. That's the best spot you can be in.
Well, it was a beautiful thing. Is it all over now?
It's a split.
No, folks, it's a split pot. Little Devil dodges the bullets again.
Yeah, and whilst they split the antes between the two of them, Little Devil should really have realised that he was lucky enough to have got where he is now, and that there's no bad can come from shoving your 50 grand in the middle to get 22.
Absolutely.
But we'll see what happens.
Fat Boy Flex, ace-6 offsuit under the gun, doesn't like it.
Hey, if it was suited, we know there would have been a min-raise.
You're such a pessimist, Dan.
I am, certainly. Oh, please, stay away, Laura. Good girl. Right.
The Little Devil, Jack-4 offsuit. I can't see how you're going to
Well, the problem we've got at the moment, as you get with a lot of these final tables in this particular tournament, is that we do have a polarised stacks. And so you have some shorties and you have some really big guys. And really is a worry. It's a tough place to steal.
Speaking of which, Petrella's going stealing here with Queen 2 off. Trucker, does he have enough there with 10 King off to make the call?
Petrella.
3 times his big.
Recently returned from Vegas. Took part in the World Series main event.
Did you meet Petrella over there?
Yeah, I was just looking at that name and thinking, hang on a minute. I do recognise that chap. Didn't manage to squeeze his way into the money. That only would have taken about a week and a half.
Oh dear, oh dear. Shoves all into Trucker's flopped trips.
Oh dear.
It's going to be bad news when those cards turn over. No hope on the river there for Petrella. And, well, better luck next time, I guess, as she goes out in 7th place. Not so bad, I suppose, with just over $700.
Yeah, I got no problem with the steal. I like the way Trucker played it. Stubborn. I'm going to defend. Oh, look, I've flopped top set. Oh, look, the guy's moved in. Poker's easy.
Not a lot of decisions after the flop there for Trucker, I don't think.
Not really, but funnily enough, people might say, oh, that busted his stack off, but I don't mind.
And Little Devil following Dan's advice here, shoves with his ace-2. Unfortunately, he's got Rebel behind him with ace-king. And Laura might even think about it with ace-9, although I think Rebel's all-in will probably dissuade her from calling this. And it looks like Little Devil's comeback route is probably about over here, unless he hits some 2s or some diamonds.
Yeah, 1 in 3 chance.
Oh, and there's the deuce, folks.
Oh, dear.
Just in time.
A 7 would be bad.
Can this guy miss? Little Devil doubles up to 124,000 chips, folks. Rebel can't believe it. He's down to 23,000. There's Little Devil in 4th place.
That's ridiculous, and that will feel very wrong to the new short stack, I tell you. You know that they're very likely. 30% is what I call very likely.
Sure, sure.
And you know that happens, but you don't half hope it happens to the next man.
Well, I think like most players in poker, when I'm all in like that and my opponent turns over his cards and I've got him dominated, I'm picking out whatever card he's got as his kicker and saying, no 2s, no 3s, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just shouting at that screen.
Can you beat this?
And now the boot's on the other foot. A jack would be fair, don't you say?
Well, it would be, but who said poker was fair? Rebel 2007. Can't catch a break. Little Devil takes the rest of his chips. Thanks him very much. And that's Rebel going home in 6th place with $941.60. Get himself a coffee with the change.
That's brutal, and it doesn't half give you a rough story sometimes. You know, you take a beat from person A, you give the most of your chips, and then who is it but person A again who takes the rest of them? And you know, it's just a really rough story.
Absolutely, it always seems to be that way. Ooh, Flat Boy Flex all in with ace-3 suited. wonder if he spotted something from Trucker there, who made the raise with nothing better than Queen Jack.
Yeah, well, he's on the button. He's got a lot of chips. Chances are he's going to be weaker than you. So.
Well, and he almost has to call it just with the pot what it is and the call what it is.
Well, he won't mind. I don't think either of them will really mind. Well, they will now.
Well, Fat Boy won't like that too much.
Oh, dear.
Needs an ace on. No, not even an ace can help him, actually.
It's not being great being dead by the turn, is it?
No.
It never is.
Fat Boy flex. We lose another player. We're down to 4 now.
But he makes 4 figures, which is nice to see.
How much is that for him?
1,177 buckaroonies.
That's pretty good for a $50 to $55 buy-in.
That's not bad, and really, the way this table is going, who knows? I mean, it really is a bit of a shove fest and a lottery, and we haven't seen someone really earn the higher percentage of the pots so far. It really has just been cross your fingers and hope you're not the next one out. I mean, you can be a good player, and you can have position, and you can have the chip lead, but I'm still not convinced that the King 6 should be played. Well, there we go again. I see I'm wrong every time.
Yes.
This should be my last PKR TV show.
It's upside down world today for Dan. It's do the opposite of Dan Day.
It is.
I think.
But how will he play a 6? I would say that he's good enough to... He played the King 10.
I think he's going to fold. I think he's going to fold.
No, I would guarantee. I would guarantee he's moving in.
Fold. Here comes the fold. Trucker is going to fold. Oh! Well, I'll sit here and be quiet for a while.
It's as good as. But now the thing is, the ace queen's absolutely guaranteed to be worried now. It doesn't even matter if you put the guy on a flush draw. You can't do anything with the ace queen. But I would just ask, what would you? Wow! Well, that is a big worry for the King 6. Actually.
Well, nobody knows where they are now.
Well, my guess is the King 6... the Trucker's a good player. We've already seen some good quality, opportunistic, aggressive play, and my guess is he's not slowing down here.
Well, he's certainly been mixed up in our most dramatic hands so far. Oh, strong bet out from Trucker, 80,000 chips.
And it's good because it commits him. I really don't think if Laura shoves...
What can she do here? I mean, yeah, you're right. All she can do is shove because she's got nothing on the board to help her.
And just forget the cards here for a moment. Put yourself in her situation. All I've got is ace queen.
Whoa!
Wow, that is remarkable. You've
praying
got
for an ace, I suppose. Not there.
And a fantastic card for Trucker, and rightly so.
But does he know it's a fantastic card?
Yes,
is he putting?
He does.
Her on the
no, that's what I'm saying. Is that it makes him way more confident now. I don't like the small bet. That's a very
call
odd
from Trucker. Very strange hand. Be very interesting to talk to both of those players about it. As it happens, Trucker wins it with his pair of 6s there, and that really hurt Laura a lot. That was probably the biggest hand she played all tournament.
2 words there, Colin. Bad read. We all do it.
Yeah.
And it was just a bad read. You know what? If you have the conviction, then it means
did you think that Trucker had absolutely nothing because that's what she had?
Well, basically, she wasn't setting. We know that she wasn't setting it up to make a play on the end because min raising on the river is not a play in any book.
I just can't help but think, can I take it back a bit to the flop?
Yeah.
And if she bet all the chips that she ended up putting in by the river after the flop, I think she probably takes the pot right there.
The problem is when you bet on the flop and you get raised and you decide you're not going to fold, you're not going to shove, that leaves you with calling and that leaves you with another decision on the turn. I don't think Laura was ready for that decision on the turn.
Trucker, meanwhile, look at Trucker and Laura destined to mix it up again on this hand. Trucker flops 2 pair. Laura's got her queen high pair. This could get ugly, kids.
More ridiculous stories. I mean, it's almost like the poker gods are creating these stories as a result of the last few hands. You know, Trucker got massive value with what started off being second pair.
Yeah.
And now it's almost like a punishment. Whoa! So no punishments. The gods, ye gods.
Well, I was going to say, Dan evoked the gods of poker. Trucker flops the queen 7, has a beautiful pair. Laura... losing, gets it all in, but it hits her 2 pair on the turn and ends up taking a huge pot back from Trucker. And what's he thinking right now?
He's thinking, well, I can guarantee you that he's thinking,
he's just smashed.
Hang on a minute, there should be 3 left and I should have almost 1 million chips. That's what he's thinking.
Sure, and does Trucker get it in again here? No. Oh, wow, there are 4 pocket pairs in that hand.
Yeah, I think you make that call. Now, you do. Yeah. You do. You can't shy away from these spots.
Yeah. Okay, well, Laura is going to need a 3 here. Little Devil. All kinds of outs now after the flop. Only a 3 can save Laura. Doesn't come out. Little Devil doubles up to 198,000 chips, and his story just keeps on going. The the original story, maybe about 10 pages long. The denouement.
Yeah.